Hi, Scott. Zach Maynor here with Iris Construction Recruiting. Figured I'd reach out to you via video to answer your questions, just to really differentiate myself from our competition that's out there, instead of just simply replying to your message with an email. I want to run through the questions that you have and give you my answers to those, kind of really just on the fly. So here we go. What methods do you use to ensure you're reaching highly skilled and experienced candidates, not just active job seekers? Honestly, Scott, I've never placed a candidate that I've uncovered via job board or a job posting. We really don't go after those types of candidates because at the end of the day, there's more competition. Those guys are posting their resumes anywhere and everywhere. They're applying to any and every job, and competition when it gets to the offer stage, that person might have, I don't know, 3 to 4 job offers on the table, and it really just becomes a who can offer the most and who can move the quickest. So we really stick away from that. What we do is we've built a database over the last 5 years. We've got about 10,000 superintendent candidates in our system, and all of those superintendent candidates work for general contractors who hire traveling superintendents. So we really just call those guys and build relationships with them over time, and they reach out to us when they are in the job market before they go to any job board. So typically we have exclusivity with the candidates, and that's really how we are going after our guys. Again, building relationships over time, and they really come to us when they're looking. How do we handle passive candidates who might not be actively looking but are a strong fit? Going back to us just building relationships over time, candidates will accept counteroffers in today's market, right? So I make sure that the candidate has an actual pain, and that the company or the client that I represent them to or send them to meets the needs of the candidate, obviously meets the needs of the client, but that candidate's pain point is being relieved by my client and how they go about doing things. That pain is never money. We found that when a candidate comes to us and says that they know that they are looking for, they know they can get more money out there, there's more money out there, that's why they're looking, we really stick away from that candidate and tell them to give us a call when they have a pain outside of money. Is really how we run our business. What steps are included in your candidate's vetting process? Background checks, skill assessments, reference checks. A lot of the candidates we place are based on referrals. Other traveling superintendent candidates refer us candidates, and we talk to them. Obviously, we'll do reference checks with project managers or past employers, just to make sure we're representing the right type of guy. As far as background checks, we really stick away from that, just because you guys are hiring them on a W-2 basis. We can talk through that in some more detail if that's something that you guys like. We do have the ability to run background checks on people, but when it comes to sharing social security numbers and birth dates, some candidates get a little bit weary of sharing that information with recruiters, and we found it works best if the client does that after they make a hiring decision. As far as like initial screenings or anything like that, we run through a full interview with them, and I think that kind of goes into your next question. How do you assess a candidate's technical skills, leadership abilities, and culture fit with a general contractor? So I think that really starts with having a good intake. We call it an intake call with our clients, asking them what specifically they're looking for, what other superintendents have done in the past, or like what a successful superintendent is like for them, from a personality standpoint. Do they need to be firm but fair on the job site? Do they need to have the ability to interact with clients? Do they need to be able to be in the office or be a people person, stuff like that? So whatever information you give me, we ask questions to basically uncover how the candidate is and make sure that they align with everything that you guys are looking for from a technical skill standpoint, from a leadership standpoint, and from a cultural fit within your company. Can you share examples of behavioral interview or assessment techniques? So, obviously behavioral interview questions start with, tell me about a time when. So, tell me about a time when you've dealt with a subcontractor who's behind schedule. What steps did you take? Describe a project where you faced budget overruns. How did you resolve it? Can you share an example of a safety challenge you faced on site and how did you handle it? Those are the types of behavioral based questions we ask. Again, most of the time it's tell me about a time when. We're pretty well versed in the construction space, so we know the intricacies of job sites and what superintendents run into from day to day just in our conversations with our clients. And we've got a really good behavioral based questions that our recruiting team asks to make sure they're uncovering the appropriate candidates for you. How do you verify candidates' experience in key construction phases like pre-construction, course of construction, and post-construction? So obviously we're asking, again, open-ended questions. Tell me about your pre-construction experience. Tell me about your day-to-day on site, your 3-week look-ahead schedules. Are you a part of that? Who all's involved with it? Tell me about a time when you had a 3-week look-ahead schedule and a subcontractor didn't show up. How did you handle that? And then we also we trust but verify, right? So we get the information from the candidate, and then when we do our reference checks on the candidate, we're asking questions that align with those pre-construction, course of construction, and post-construction experience that the candidate has, just to verify that what the candidate told us is true. What percentage of your replacements remain in their roles after 1 year or longer? So great question. So our company has over a 90% retention ratio after 3 years of employment. So what we do is we take all of our candidate placements, we check on LinkedIn, and then also verify with our clients that they're still working there. So again, 90% after 3 years, and that's a really good number, we feel. And it's really because we talk to the candidates and the clients after a hire's been made and making sure everything's going well. And if there's anything that we catch, we can communicate that to either side to help really keep the ball rolling and make sure it's a good fit for both parties. Can you provide testimonials or case studies from other general contractors you've worked with? Absolutely. So we've worked with over 30 general contractors. Most of them on contingency, but sometimes we do work on a retained. We do work on a retainer with some of these clients, and it really just depends on what the client's needs are. But I've had multiple clients say, Zach, I'm in a bind. I need a candidate to start in 2 weeks. We had a superintendent quit, or we had this project go that we didn't think we were going to get. Can you help me find a guy? And we're able to meet those needs for them. Again, because we have that database of over 10,000, and we're building relationships with candidates over time, and we've got a pipeline of candidates that are ready to go with specific project portfolios. So how do I measure the success of my placements? Really, it's about staying power. How profitable are they? How quickly do they get up and running? How long do they stay in their role? Obviously, there's an initial investment up front for all of our candidates, and it takes probably, depending on what you guys are doing, 1 or 2 projects for you to start really making money on them. So what we do is we're in constant communication with our candidates and our clients. Most of the clients work with me on a continued basis and see me as a partner because I do make those follow-up phone calls and do build that relationship with them where the client can tell me things and ask me things that they might not be able to ask the candidate directly, and I'm able to go to the candidate because, again, I've built that relationship with the candidate, and we can really smooth things over and make sure everything's going well moving forward. What is your track record for placing candidates in similar sized or similarly structured companies? I'd say my favorite company is a small to medium sized general contractor. There's not as much red tape. I can typically work directly with the president or a decision maker. I'm not necessarily having to work through HR. The benefit of working with me is I can share all of the data that I have over the 160 plus placements. We're talking years of experience, project portfolio, where your competitors are coming in on base salaries, how they're paying them, their per diems for both food and lodging, what their truck allowances, how often they're getting their guys home, their PTO, everything like that. So again, a lot of my clients come back and ask, hey, how am I still competitive in the market? So really my track record really speaks for itself. just because I've got every client that I have hires multiple candidates from me because they love working with me and love the detail that I give them. And every candidate I send them is really a bullseye candidate, meaning they've got the project portfolio in line with my client. They are travelers and they've got that pain and they're ready to make a move. And the other, I guess the fourth box we check is that they have great staying power throughout their career. You'll never see a candidate from me who has multiple jobs over the past 5 years, right? Job here, job there, making a move after each project. You'll never see junk from me. Every candidate has staying power in previous roles, and I'm excited to represent all of them. What's the typical time frame from placing a qualified candidate? So we move extremely fast. From when I receive a job order to accepted offers, typically 8.5 days, and that's not business days, that's 8.5 total days. So, and that really, I'm confident in my team's ability to go uncover candidates for you in a quick manner. Where we hit a big roadblock or any hurdles is really on the client side. How quickly can they get everyone on the interview or everyone on an interview to interview the candidate, vet the candidate, and then move forward with the candidate. I've had multiple, placements or hires in my career where a client will call me at 8 a.m. in the morning, say, hey, I have a need, I need someone ASAP. I'll run through my pipeline of candidates, send them 3 or 4 qualified candidates before 10 a.m. They're interviewing them at 1 p.m. They're extending an offer at 3 p.m. and the offer is accepted at 5 p.m. That's happened at least 7 or 8 times over the last 5 years. So time is never an issue on my side. It's usually an issue on the client side, not moving quick enough to get the candidate that they're looking for and letting someone else kind of come in and swoop in and get an offer out to them. So next question you've got for me: how do you manage urgent hiring needs while ensuring quality candidates? Again, kind of answer that in what I just said, but we ensure quality candidates because we have 5 boxes that we check. They've got a project portfolio that aligns with you guys and what you do. They're true road warriors. There's nothing keeping them at home. They've got great longevity throughout their career. They're not job hoppers. Their money is in line with what you're looking to pay. And then they've got that pain. They're ready to make a move because something's going on outside of money that's causing them to put their feelers out, and they're reaching out to us first because we're building that relationship over time. How many candidates will you present for each open position, and what is your process for narrowing them down? So, like I said, we've got those 5 check boxes that each candidate has to check. Most of the time, Scott, just to be completely honest with you, it's one shot, one kill. If you had 5 open positions for me, most of the time I'd send you 5 candidates and you'd want to move forward with all of them. We send candidates until all positions are filled for all of our clients. Obviously, there are going to be some candidates that you don't want to move forward with or extend offers to, and that's fine. But with how our process works, we get those candidates in front of you, and we can just continue getting candidates in front of you until all of your hiring needs are met, and we don't stop until that happens. The most candidates we've placed for a client in a 6-week period is 15. We did that one on retainer. A client came to us and they needed 15 retail renovation superintendents within a 6-week period, and we were able to deliver that for them. What are your fees and payment structure? So we are a contingency-based recruiting firm. I do not go below 25% for any of my clients because it would really be a disservice to you if you're at 20%, because my 25% clients get to see candidates first, and the 20% or anyone below that 25% would get all of the candidates that my 25% clients passed on. So we keep everyone at 25%. We don't deviate from that. And that's really just a benefit to you. Now, I can deviate off that 25% if you had needs for, like I said, 5, 10, 15 in a shorter period of time. I could give you first right of refusal on all of the candidates we present to you, so you'd have first shot. In that case, we would bump our fee down to 20% and have we call it a resource dedication fee, an amount per open position that you would give us, and then we would end up taking that amount off at the end. So, for example, $2,500 per candidate. For a resource dedication fee, you're at 20%, and it's a $100,000 salary. So once that hire, you give us $2,500 up front. Once that hire is made, we'd invoice you for $20,000 minus the $2,500 you already gave me, and then it would be $17,500 is what you would owe for that candidate. But we really work with everyone on a contingency basis. Obviously, we do have some retained work, but it's really about your needs and what you're specifically looking for, and we determine that by how quickly you need people and how many you need. Do you offer any guarantees on your placements? Yes, absolutely. We do a 60-day replacement guarantee for all of our clients. I've never lost a client because someone quit 2 weeks after their guarantee period was up. What we typically do there, Scott, is I'll split the replacement I'll split it in half and put that over the next 2 placements, so that we're still getting some money for the work that we're putting in, but you're also getting your full replacement fee back again over the next 2 placements. Now, if anything were to happen within the first 60 days, it's a full replacement, no questions asked. Are there any additional costs or hidden fees we should be aware of? Absolutely not. We're totally transparent with all of that, and you're going to know anything and everything you need to know prior to engaging with us. Scott, I hope you can appreciate me taking the time to send this video to you and answer these questions. Would definitely love to partner with a company like yours to help find those bullseye traveling superintendent candidates that really no other recruiters finding, or that you're not going to find on any job boards. We really help out our clients. I think may have said earlier, we have over 160 hires from our clients over the past 5 years, and most of our business is repeat business because our clients love working with us. Give me a call when you get a chance. We'd definitely like to discuss when your guys' hiring needs are going to start, so I can start prepping my team for that. Look forward to hearing from you and the potential to work with you. Thanks.